Hi guys, Manifested here. In today's video I will show you my solo self-found master plan for the upcoming Legacy League. In the first week I'm gonna make a starting character that's gonna have to be easy to gear. So it's solo self-found. I have to rely on my own drops, so I'm gonna be making a Templar that's gonna be running Ancient Warchief Totem, and together with this it's going to be focused towards magic finding. So for that I'm gonna need a Tabula Rasa, and that can be farmed through the divination card drops in the aqueducts in Merciless. So I did some digging into this and I figured out that if you do about 100 runs of the aqueduct, you should be able to get a Tabula Rasa. And I made some calculations on this, and it should take me anywhere from 3 to 6 hours getting my Tabula Rasa up and going, but that should also give me a lot of map drops and other gear that's pretty decent for starting the mapping process. I'm also gonna need a good two-handed weapon with physical damage, so I'm going to craft that. Not really sure how I'm going about the crafting yet, depending a little bit on how much of the currency that I will be getting. Next I'm going to show you the skill tree. So this is the talent that I will be playing. So we're playing a Templar with the Hierophant Ascendancy. So I'm mainly picking that up to get the 2 additional totems, but also 25% chance to gain an endurance charge when I gain a power charge. And I have a 15% chance to gain a power charge if you or your totems kill an enemy. So that's going to help out a lot. So I will go through the elemental nodes, pick up the melee damage nodes. I will then go for the increased radius of area skill nodes. I will then head down towards the Marauder starting zone, go through that, pick up some elemental resistances and some other like all resists and that on the way. I'm also gonna pick armor mastery for the 3% extra movement speed. I'll then head out through these armor and life nodes, go all the way around, and just as quickly as possible try to get to Art of the Gladiator. In my opinion, this is one of the strongest skills for leveling up a character, and once I have gotten to that point, I can start to put other points into the totem nodes right here, and I can also path up to these totem nodes. And this is also about when I will be switching over to like the triple totem setup. And this, like I made this path especially because along this path there are a lot of other good nodes that I will want to have. So for example, the life nodes around here I can get some extra melee damage plus a socket. Here I can pick up extra stats if I need them. Around these nodes there are also all the weapon specialization nodes for two-handed weapons. Then I will be going also down here. Here is probably one of the main damage dealing like skill clusters that I will get. It's also possible for me to go down here, get some extra elemental resistances if my gears require that. Here's an easy jewel socket to pick up. I'm also gonna have to branch out this way to get extra totem placement speed, because this will greatly improve my clear speed and also how fast I just can be able to move around and avoid things. I'm gonna pick up these 3 points for this is pretty much together with this one 28 to all resist. There's an easy jewel socket. There is a pretty much a free jewel socket, and yeah. And for example, here I can pick up more melee damage if I want to. Here is some two-handed physical damage. Here is some more health if I need it. So this will require this entire skill tree I have planned out requires level 76. So my plan here is just path down as quickly as possible to Art of the Gladiator, and after that I will be able to just feel out the character. Okay, what will it need at a specific point in time? So if I need more health for a boss, for example, I can just, before the boss, drop a few points, for example here, into Bloodless to get some extra life. Or just go path down this way for the extra life. From there, if I need more damage, I can pick up two-handed weapon nodes. There is a good cluster here that I can access very early on. Yeah, so that's my main plan right now. As I level up, I will make videos about what I end up doing, but as it is solo self-found, I really feel like the talent tree has to work together with the gear. So if I, for example, don't need all the extra resistances, I can drop some resistances from here. I could path around, going through armor and that strength node instead of picking up all of these extra resistances. But that's just gonna come down to what can I find. But having the ability to get the extra resistances, for example, that's going to help out with gearing this character a lot. And since it is a magic find character, I want to focus mainly on just magic find, maximum life, and then the stats. So I will mainly need, as you can see, I get 84 plus dexterity, 73 plus intelligence. That probably won't be enough that I will need for my skills. So I might have to get some of that on my gear. So that's going to make the gearing, well, a little bit tougher. But this also, I have a lot of available jewel nodes that I can pick up along the way when I find good jewels that I think are worth it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the talent tree right now. And as this is like 76, this character probably won't level beyond level 80. But you know, depending on how the character is going to feel, I may go even further than that. I may not, and also depending on the drops. Okay, I wanna spec over to duelist. I'll show you that very soon, as my like main character that is going to be able to clear all the way like in endgame content. Yeah, so moving on from here, other things I want to be focusing on in the first week is going to be to level up the master so that I can get an easier way to get to craft items. Of course, gathering currency and different types of gear. So mainly for crafting, I want to pick up those base types of gear and start considering if I want to craft those, building up a basic map pool, and with the gear, of course, also if I find good drops that I think could be useful for any type of build, sure thing I'm gonna save them in the bank, because solo self-found there is no trading, so everything has to come from myself. So there's going to be a lot of crafting. I'm gonna have to pick up pretty much any gear that has a potential of being an upgrade. Moving on from here, for the second week, I wanna start level up another character. So what I have been planning is a duelist using a one-handed weapon plus a shield. So my idea here, okay, I know the sword talents are gonna get a pretty significant buff in this patch, so I was thinking about a one-handed sword plus a shield. So the shield is just mainly going to be there for survivability and to be able to easily gear my character. So I'm probably going to be using some physical to elemental skill. I have been looking at Wild Strike. I'm hoping it's going to be viable, but having a build, I want the build to be not too focused on one skill. Okay, I want to be able to just switch into another skill if I feel like Wild Strike is not going to do it for me. And now also with the patch changes, Wild Strike will now convert 100% of the physical damage into one of the elemental damages, which should give it a significant boost. So the plan for this character is, of course, mainly to get up to a high level as quickly as possible. That should be pretty easy with the gear that I have gathered using my totem character the first week, and then just start to craft gear for the end game, like finding those high tier bases and start crafting that really good gear, because I don't think that it will be viable to rely on drops entirely to get good gear. Yeah, so moving on from week 2 forward, I want to complete a lot of the challenges. Okay, that's the main goal of this league for me. I want to do as many challenges as possible. So gonna see if I have the endurance to grind out some of those more grinding challenges, so to say. And completing these challenges may require me to level up other characters, and that's mainly just gonna depend on what gear drops. So if something good drops for a specific build, I might, based on that drop alone, have to go for a build like that. And that's really all I have planned for now. I will try to upload updates as the league goes on about how I'm progressing and where I'm headed next. I hope you want to follow that progress with me, and I'll see you in upcoming videos.